Chapter 8:11 There are still preparations. Is it so difficult for you to eat a meal? Although the color is similar. But I don't believe that this is really the boundless enlightenment tea. Thinking of this, Chu Yuanfei picked up the wine glass and drank the boundless enlightenment tea in it directly. Boom! As Chu Yuanfei drank the Wujing enlightenment tea, a mysterious aura emanated from his body, and he entered the state of enlightenment. Fuck. It's true. Wang Wei, who was standing by, saw Chu Yuanfei enter the state of enlightenment, and a look of shock appeared on his face. Then, a feeling of regret came to his mind. He regretted why he didn't try a cup just now. Xiao Yi. This boundless enlightenment tea has another feature, that is, after entering the state of enlightenment, you must not be affected by any external factors. Once affected, you will immediately wake up from the mysterious state of enlightenment. So, when drinking boundless enlightenment tea, most people will find an extremely quiet place. Seeing that Chu Yuanfei had entered the state of enlightenment, Huashan looked at Yi Feng and explained the situation. Sir, you should rinse your mouth. Hearing Huashan's words, Yi Feng understood it all at once, and then used the divine power in his body to shout directly. The sound was so loud that it instantly spread throughout the restaurant. And the three people who were closest to Huashan, Wang Wei, and Chu Yuanfei, were also buzzing in their ears by the sound. Fuck. My state of enlightenment is gone. The state of enlightenment that can last for an incense stick of time was shouted away by that Xiao Yi. My heart hurts so much. At this time, Chu Yuanfei, who had woken up from the state of enlightenment, also showed a look of collapse on his face. You know, the state of enlightenment of an incense stick is enough to equal his hundreds of years of hard work. Moreover, he didn't dare to get angry. After all, the enlightenment tea belonged to someone else, which made him even more uncomfortable. Gurgle gurgle gurgle. At this time, Huashan picked up the teapot on the table, poured the enlightenment tea into his mouth, and then rinsed his mouth directly. Puff. After rinsing a few times, Huashan spit the enlightenment tea in his mouth directly onto the ground. Seeing this scene, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei felt that their hearts were bleeding. They even had an extremely perverted idea at this time, that is, they hoped that Huashan could spit the epiphany tea for rinsing his mouth into their mouths, and they would not dislike it. Hey! It's too wasteful. However, fortunately, you only need to rinse your mouth. If you take a few more mouthfuls, I can't bear it. Looking at the epiphany tea spit on the ground, Huashan's eyes also revealed a touch of pain. Sir, keep rinsing your mouth. You know, before every meal and drink, you always drink 10 pots at the bottom. Seeing Huashan stopped, Yi Feng on the side also hurriedly reminded him. After all, he was going to spend 10,000 pots today, so this was just the beginning. Don't mess with me. I'm almost heartbroken to death for just rinsing my mouth. But you tell me now, 10 pots at the bottom? Even if you want to spend money, you have to consider my feelings. Huashan was completely stunned when he heard Yi Feng's reminder. Although he had been in contact with Yi Feng for quite some time, and he had been trying to learn how to spend money, this time he was really playing too big. 10 pots as a base? And you have to spend 10 pots before every meal and drink? Does your family know that you spend money like this? Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei, who were standing opposite, were shocked when they heard what Yi Feng said. They couldn't imagine what Huashan had experienced in the past 100 years to become so awesome. 1 pot. 2 pots. 3 pots. Watching Huashan spit out pots of expensive Wujing Xuancha tea on the ground, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei, who were standing opposite, were so distressed that they almost cried. Huh. Finally, I spent all 10 pots of Wujing Xuancha tea. I really didn't expect that there would be so much pressure around Master Yi. At this time, Huashan, who had finally spent all 10 pots of Wujing Xuancha tea, also let out a long breath, and then looked at Yi Feng and said with his spiritual sense, Master Yi, there is nothing to spend this time. Palace Master. I still have some Wujing Swancha tea in my hand, and I need to spend it all today. So, I will find a chance for you to continue to spend. Hearing Huashan's question, Yi Feng also responded with a smile. You still have a little Wujing enlightenment tea in your hand? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Huashan panicked, because if others said there was a little, then it was really just a little, but if Yi Feng said there was a little, then there was no telling how much. Young Master Yi. Can you give me an accurate number? It's this little, how many pots? Then, Huashan looked at Yi Feng with an uneasy look and asked. Palace Master. Not much, just 9,990 pots. Hearing Huashan's question, Yi Feng shrugged his shoulders and gave an accurate number. A little? Not much? Just 9,990 pots? Hearing Yi Feng's answer, Huashan laughed out loud, but he was thinking in his heart, 9,990 pots, if all of them are used to rinse my mouth, I will be sick. No. I can't continue to rinse my mouth. I have to take the initiative. I have to find a way to spend all these Wujing Dunla tea at once. Thinking of this, Huashan began to ponder. Yi Feng, who was standing aside, also pondered. He was thinking about what to do so that Huashan could pretend to be a big shot while he could also spend money. Brother Huashan. Since you have finished rinsing your mouth, then can we eat and drink? Seeing Huashan and Yi Feng on the opposite side bowed their heads and pondered, Chu Yuanfei also asked, tentatively. Got it. At this moment, Huashan also thought of a wasteful idea. Elder Chu. I'm so sorry. I have too many good habits. Before eating and drinking, besides rinsing my mouth, I have some other preparations to do. So, let's not rush to eat and drink. Then, Huashan looked at Chu Yuanfei and responded with a smile. In addition to rinsing your mouth, do you have any preparations to do? What's the matter? Is it so troublesome for you to eat? Hearing this, Chu Yuanfei and Wang Wei were stunned. But soon, the two of them showed a trace of uneasiness, because they suddenly thought of one thing, that is, Huashan's preparations seemed not very normal, such as using Wujing Dunla tea to rinse his mouth, and rinsing 10 pots at a time. Chapter 8:12 How can you be so pretentious? If you don't pretend, you will die. Xiao Yi. Let the shop assistant prepare 2 more bathtubs. I want Brother Wang Wei and Elder Chu to feel the joy of eating and drinking in a bathtub. Then, Huashan showed a smile and told Yi Feng his thoughts directly. Prepare 2 more bathtubs? You want to eat and drink in a bathtub? Hearing Huashan's words, Yi Feng also showed a puzzled look, but soon, he thought of something and quickly said, Sir, I will arrange it now. Brother Huashan. What kind of habits do you have? To be honest, I can understand rinsing your mouth, but what about eating and drinking in a bathtub? Is that fun? When Yi Feng left the guest room, Chu Yuanfei asked, with a puzzled look on his face. It's fun. That's quite fun. You just haven't enjoyed it. When you enjoy it, you will understand. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's words, Huashan also explained with a smile. On the other side. Eat and drink in the bathtub. The palace master really thought of it. At this time, Yi Feng, who left the guest room, also laughed and talked to himself. He really didn't expect that Huashan was going to spend all the remaining Wujing Dunhua tea at once. System. Can the random task be modified, that is, after completing 3 wasteful behaviors, don't end the task immediately. Anyway, the task time is 3 days, I want the palace master to pretend for a few more days. At this time, Yi Feng suddenly thought of something, and then asked the system out loud. Ding. According to the host's request, the random task has been modified. Within 3 days, as long as Huashan is pretending to be a wasteful, the host can trigger 3 wasteful behaviors, and the task will be completed. However, the task will not end after completing the task, but will end automatically after 3 days, and the task reward will be issued after the task is completed. As Yifeng's voice fell, the voice of the system rang from his mind. It's done. Then let the palace master show off as much as he wants during these 3 days. After hearing what the system said, Yifeng also laughed and talked to himself. After a while. Huh? Why is there only a bathtub, but no water? Brother Huashan, are we going to eat and drink in the bathtub? Seeing that the shop assistant brought 3 large bathtubs, but no water for bathing, Chu Yuanfei looked at Huashan with a puzzled look and asked. Elder Chu. I have prepared the water needed for bathing. We can start bathing at any time. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Huashan also responded with a playful look. Hearing this, Wang Wei on the side suddenly thought of something, and then the whole person became flustered, because if his guess was true, then the bathing thing would become too crazy. Brother Huashan. You are not going to take the Wujing enlightenment tea to bathe. After trying to calm himself down, Wang Wei looked at Huashan and asked. Swish. Hearing Wang Wei's words, Chu Yuanfei on the side also looked at him with his pupils wide open, his eyes filled with endless horror. He didn't expect that Wang Wei would ask such a crazy question. Yes. Can someone of my status take a bath with ordinary water? Besides, I came out too hastily this time, so I can only use this Wujing donkey tea to make do. I hope you two don't dislike it. Hearing Wang Wei's question, Huashan also said with a smug look on his face. Too good at pretending. The palace master is really too good at pretending. If it weren't for this time, I really didn't know that the palace master was so talented in pretending. Yifeng, who was standing aside, silently raised a thumb after hearing what Huashan said. At the same time, Yifeng also thought of a sentence, that is, if God closes a door for you, he will definitely open a window for you, just like Huashan, although he is a useless person and is useless in cultivation, but he is extremely talented in pretending. Taking a bath with Wujing enlightenment tea, do you call this making do? How can you pretend so well? If you don't pretend, you will die. After hearing what Huashan said, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei also complained wildly in their hearts. However, they complained, but they really had no temper at all. Even if they knew that the other party was pretending, they had the capital to pretend. What else could they do except envy? After a moment. Brother Wang Wei. Elder Chu. What are you still doing there? Come in and soak. Although this Wujing Suanluan tea is ordinary, after soaking, it can still make the body emit a faint tea fragrance. Huashan, who was the first to soak in the bathtub with his clothes on, saw Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei standing there in a daze, and urged them directly. Brother Huashan. Is it okay not to soak? This bucket of boundless enlightenment tea is really too precious. It's no exaggeration to say that even if I work hard for 1,000,000 years, I can't afford this bucket of boundless enlightenment tea. Hearing Huashan's urging, Chu Yuanfei also explained with a wry smile. Yes. The value contained in this bucket of boundless enlightenment tea is probably enough to buy Xingxiu sect countless times. Besides, we really don't want to use our dirty bodies to defile this pure boundless enlightenment tea. Then, Wang Wei on the side also said. Forget it. Since you don't want to brew it, I won't force you. I was thinking that after you finish brewing, the bucket of boundless enlightenment tea will be handed over to you to deal with, but since you don't want to brew it, then I can only deal with it myself. At this point, Huashan looked at Yifeng on the side and said, Xiao Yi, just find a place to dump those 2 buckets of boundless enlightenment tea. Bang! Bang! As Huashan finished speaking, two sounds of water entering the water suddenly sounded from the side. Brother Huashan. I just thought about it. Since I can't afford this bucket of Wujing Suanluan tea in a million years, you have given me this opportunity to enjoy it now. Why should I give it up? So, I'll just take a bath. At this time, Chu Yuanfei, who was soaking in the bathtub, also said excitedly. Brother Huashan. I just figured it out. Since my body is dirty, I'll use this pure Wujia Swanchi tea to wash my dirty body. Because I want to be a pure person. Immediately afterwards, Wang Wei on the side also said excitedly. How shameless. After learning that you can have this bucket of Wujia Swanchi tea after soaking, you changed your face. Hearing what the two said, Huashan also muttered to himself with a black face. Chapter 8:13 Do you have to play so disgustingly? Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing today's waste product, reward 1 million waste points, and reward for breaking through a small realm. When Huashan, Wang Wei, and Chu Yuanfei were all soaking in the bathtub, the system's reward prompt sound also rang from Yifeng's mind. Boom. Immediately afterwards, a breath of breakthrough burst out from Yifeng's body. Fuck. The peak of the 8th level of the Divine Tao realm. This little follower, he has been hiding his strength all along. Chu Yuanfei, who was on the opposite side, also exclaimed in his heart when he noticed the aura of cultivation that Yifeng had burst out at this time. He really didn't expect that Yifeng actually had a treasure that could conceal his aura. It's ridiculous that I always thought that the other party was only at the peak of the 9th level of the true God realm. Who would have thought that the other party's true cultivation level was actually the peak of the 7th level of the divine realm? If he hadn't suddenly realized something and directly broke through to the peak of the 8th level of the divine realm here, I might still be kept in the dark. After being shocked, Chu Yuanfei looked at Yifeng. Elder Chu. This Xiaoyi seemed to have hidden his strength before. What is his cultivation level? Why can't I see through him at all? At this time, Wang Wei on the side also looked at Chu Yuanfei with curiosity and asked in a low voice. What Xiaoyi? You should call him Senior Yi. Because he has a powerful cultivation level of the 8th level of the divine realm. Hearing Wang Wei's question, Chu Yuanfei also responded casually. What? The peak of the 8th level of the divine realm? The little follower, beside Huashan, turned out to be a strong man of this level? After hearing this, Wang Wei also showed an unbelievable look on his face. You know, he is the inner disciple of Xingqiu sect, but his current cultivation is only the 3rd level of the Divine Emperor realm. Fuck. What on earth has Huashan experienced in the past 100 years? Even the little follower around him is so powerful. After recovering from his shock, Wang Wei showed a bitter smile. He really didn't expect that the inner disciple of his sect who was focused on training could not even compare to a little follower of the other party. True God realm, Heavenly God realm, God King realm, God Emperor realm, Sacred realm, God Honor realm, God Tao realm, God Tribulation realm. On the other side. Palace Master. Don't just eat and drink, keep pretending. At this time, Yifeng, who had just finished his breakthrough, saw Huashan eating and drinking, and even put his hands into his clothes to rub some mud balls, and he reminded him with a black face. Keep pretending? How can I pretend in this situation? I can't do it anymore. After hearing Yifeng's reminder, Huashan looked at Yifeng with a puzzled look. Palace Master. After drinking so much wine, don't you want to drink it? If you don't drink it, then the 2 glass Yinyang pots I gave you will become decorations, right? Seeing Huashan's puzzled look, Yifeng also reminded him helplessly. Swish. After hearing Yifeng's reminder, Huashan stood up directly from the big bathtub, and Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei on the opposite side also looked at Huashan with puzzled expressions. They didn't know why Huashan suddenly stood up. Brother Wang Wei. Elder Chu. Excuse me, I want to splash first. Seeing that both Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei were looking at him, Huashan explained with embarrassment. Slop? You're going to splash while you're eating and drinking? And, from the looks of it, you're going to splash in front of us. After hearing what Huashan said, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei couldn't believe their ears for a moment. Moreover, they still had one thing they didn't understand, that is, as a Shintoist, couldn't he use the divine power in his body to dissolve Hualala directly? Brother Huashan. You can use the divine power in your body to dissolve Hualala directly. Just when Chu Yuanfei was about to remind Huashan, he saw Huashan take out a glass yin-yang pot. Brother Huashan. Do you have to be so professional? For Hualala, you carry a urinal with you? Then, Chu Yuanfei said his thoughts with a black face, and he didn't know that the urinal he was talking about was a glass yin-yang pot called a cornucopia. Fuck. This Elder Chu can't recognize the glazed yin-yang pot. Then how can I pretend? Finding that Chu Yuanfei didn't recognize that this was the glazed yin-yang pot, Huashan was also stunned, then rolled his eyes and said with a smile, Elder Chu, I didn't expect you to figure it out. You are right, this is the legendary glazed yin-yang pot. Huh? What did I see? Also, when did I say that this urinal is a glazed yin? Fuck. This urinal is a glazed yin-yang pot? Hearing Huashan's strange words, Chu Yuanfei also revealed a look of confusion, but when he reacted, his expression changed drastically and he exclaimed, and his eyes looked directly at the glass yin-yang pot in Huashan's hand. Brother Huashan. You mean, this urinal in your hand is the legendary glass yin-yang pot? Are you sure you are not kidding me? After recovering from his shock, Chu Yuanfei looked at Huashan with a serious face and asked. Elder Chu. It's just such a broken thing, do I have to joke with you? Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Huashan curled his lips and then responded directly. Broken thing? You call the glass yin-yang pot a broken thing? You will die if you don't pretend. Do you know how much harm your words will cause to poor people like us? Hearing Huashan's words, Chu Yuanfei and Wang Wei felt uncomfortable instantly. They really couldn't stand this kind of showing off their wealth. Hey! Xiaoyi, what are you doing with these top-grade spirit crystals? At this moment, when Chu Yuanfei saw Yi Feng suddenly take out a bunch of top-grade spirit crystals, he asked, curiously. Elder Chu. Wait until Lord Hua finishes the Walala, I will use these top-grade spirit crystals to transform the Walala inside into Liuli Yin-yang liquid. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Yi Feng also explained with a smile on his face. Consuming so many top-grade divine crystals, just to transform the Hualala into Liuli Yin-yang liquid? What, are you going to sell the Liuli Yin-yang liquid that Hualala has transformed into? Thinking of this possibility, Chu Yuanfei and Wang Wei felt their scalps burst instantly, because this coquettish operation is really disgusting. Chapter 8:14 Wang Wei, how could you do such a thing? Xiaoyi. Then are you going to sell the Liuli Yin-yang liquid that Hualala has transformed into? Then, Chu Yuanfei looked at Yi Feng and asked. Sell? Why sell? Are we so poor? Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Huashan, who had just finished Hualala, responded directly, and then continued, we are going to transform Hualala into Liuli Yin-yang liquid and then find a place to dump it. Don't ask why, just ask to protect the good ecological environment of the God realm. God damn, protect the good ecological environment of the God realm? Isn't this just a waste of money? After hearing what Huashan said, Chu Yuanfei felt like he was going crazy. He even wanted to yell at Huashan, if you want to show off, just do it properly, but don't ruin your family. If you do that, who the hell can stand it? Huh? Why did Wang Wei go to Xiaoye's place? At this time, Chu Yuanfei saw Wang Wei beside him leave the bathtub directly and run to Yifeng's side happily, with a puzzled look on his face. Senior Yi, leave the small job of using the top-grade divine crystal to transform Hua La La to me. By the way, after the work is done, leave the small job of pouring out these Hua La La to me. Anyway, I'm free anyway. When he came to Yifeng, Wang Wei smiled and expressed his thoughts. Okay. Then leave it to you, just in time for me to take a break. Hearing Wang Wei's words, Yifeng smiled and agreed. Since someone took the initiative to help, why should he refuse? As for the other party's little tricks in his heart, he naturally knew, but he didn't care at all. Fuck. Wang Wei, do you want to hide those Hua La La transformed into Liuli Yin-Yang liquid? At this time, Chu Yuanfei also thought of something, and then asked Wang Wei with his spiritual consciousness. That's right. I just want to keep these Liuli Yin-Yang liquids privately, and then find a larger auction house to auction them off directly. After all, they don't care about this huge fortune, but I do. Now that I have a chance to get it, why shouldn't I do it? Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Wang Wei directly admitted it. Shameless. You are so shameless to do this. You know, this batch of Liuli Yin-Yang liquid was transformed by Hua La La, and you want to sell such disgusting things, and let others drink it. Don't you feel guilty if you do this? Chu Yuanfei scolded him directly. Elder Chu. Let's split the proceeds 60-40. You 60, I 40. Without paying attention to Chu Yuanfei's scolding, Wang Wei directly said the distribution plan he had thought of long ago. After all, he knew his identity very well. If he wanted to keep this unexpected fortune in his hands, he had to drag Chu Yuanfei into the water. Chu Yuanfei was also stunned when he heard Wang Wei's words, and then his face gradually showed a hint of excitement, and then he hurriedly said, Wang Wei, letting others drink this Hua La La brand Liuli Yin-Yang liquid will certainly make us sad, but compared to us losing this unexpected wealth, that will make us more worried, so let's go for it. Elder Chu. I will do it well. Just wait for the money. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's words, Wang Wei also responded with a smile. After a moment. Brother Huashan. Don't participate in tomorrow's assessment. As one of the 10 elders of Xingqiu sect, I have the right to admit you as an exception. So, do what you need to do tomorrow, and we will return to the sect together the day after tomorrow. After having a good meal and a good drink, Elder Chu said his thoughts with a smile on his face. It can be said that in his eyes, Huashan is now the god of wealth. As long as he serves this god of wealth well, it will be difficult for him not to fly. Huh? Directly admit as an exception? Elder Chu, isn't it a bit bad to do this? After all, you are not the only elder responsible for recruiting disciples this time. I am afraid that elderly will have opinions. Huashan was not surprised to hear Chu Yuanfei's idea. After all, based on the few things he had lost, the other party would definitely worship him as an ancestor. Elderly is nothing. If he dares to have opinions, I will blow up his back mountain. Hearing the situation that Huashan was worried about, Chu Yuanfei cursed directly, and his tone was full of arrogance. Young Master Yi. No, little Yi. Since Elder Chu has said so, then you should join the Xingqiu sect with me. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's words, Huashan also said to Yifeng beside him with a smile on his face. However, there was an accident in the address. Although he changed it back in time, the young Master Yi was still heard by Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei. Hey! Since we have been discovered, we don't need to pretend anymore. But, Palace Master, why did you let it slip? Seeing that Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei both looked at him with strange eyes, Yifeng sighed helplessly, and then looked at Huashan and asked. Young Master Yi. It's mainly because I'm used to calling you that. It's inevitable that there will be accidents when you suddenly change your identity. Huashan responded with embarrassment after hearing what Yi Feng said. Young Master Yi? Palace Master? What are your identities? And, how can Huashan, such a useless person, become the Palace Master? Hearing the conversation between the two, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei were stunned. It was really that their identities were too strange. After a while. You too. That's the situation. However, as long as you cooperate with us for 2 days, you will get the benefits after that. After Yi Feng briefly explained their identities and the purpose of their visit, he directly proposed the idea of letting the two cooperate. Young Master Yi. That is to say, we just need to cooperate with Palace Master Hua to show off, and then help you lose money. After hearing Yi Feng's words, Chu Yuanfei also confirmed it out loud. That's right. We are not here to cause trouble this time. It's just to let the Palace Master show off and slap your Xingxiu sect in the face. Who let your Xingxiu sect humiliate our Palace Master so much 100 years ago? As for helping me lose money, it's just a matter of convenience. However, I can guarantee that as long as you cooperate well, the reward you will receive will definitely exceed your imagination. Yi Feng also said with a smile after hearing Chu Yuanfei's words. Young Master Yi. We will definitely cooperate well, but I have an unwelcome request. Can I go to your palace gate after the end? After confirming all the situations, Chu Yuanfei tentatively made a small request. He was really curious about what kind of palace gate Yi Feng founded, and how could a useless person like Huashan be the palace master? Chapter 8:15 Others pretend to be cool, but you pretend to be cool, how can you really do it? Life is so beautiful, why don't you treat yourself better, why choose to torture yourself? Hearing Chu Yuanfei's request, Yi Feng was stunned. He really didn't expect that the other party would make such a request. Elder Chu. I can agree to this, but I still suggest you not to go to my palace. Otherwise, I'm afraid that after you see something, you will start to doubt your life, and even have a huge impact on your future life. Then, Yi Feng looked at Chu Yuanfei and persuaded him. Young Master Yi. Although I don't understand why you say this, what I want to say is that my psychological endurance is not just strong, but quite strong. So, even if 10,000 people start to doubt their lives after seeing your palace gate, I won't be affected at all. After hearing Yi Feng's advice, Chu Yuanfei smiled slightly, and then patted his chest to make a promise. What's wrong with you? Why don't you listen to advice? It's okay if you don't listen to advice, but why are you pretending to be so arrogant? You know, I'm advising you like this for your own good. Seeing Chu Yuanfei's confident look, Yi Feng also shook his head helplessly. After all, what can he do if others are stubborn? Young Master Yi. One person can watch it, and 2 people can watch it. Can I go and see it too? At this time, Wang Wei on the side also looked at Yi Feng expectantly and asked. You want to see it too? You really don't take my words seriously. Okay. Since you all want to see it, come back with us in 3 days, and then you can see enough. Seeing Wang Wei's expectant eyes, Yi Feng agreed without much hesitation. Curiosity kills the cat. These 2 guys are really not afraid of death. Seeing this scene, Huashan on the side also shook his head helplessly. After all, no one knows the horror of Xinghuan Palace better than him. Boom. At this moment, a terrifying pressure instantly enveloped the entire Tianqing city, and except for Yi Feng and Huashan, all other people or beasts knelt on the ground, unable to move. Heavenly pressure. Who on earth caused the heavenly tribulation cloud nearby? And, judging from this aura alone, this heavenly tribulation cloud is definitely above the 3rd heavenly tribulation cloud. At this time, Chu Yuanfei, who was kneeling on the ground, also said with a solemn expression. It is the 9th heavenly tribulation cloud. Someone is preparing to impact the 9th level of the divine tribulation realm. After learning this from the system, Yifeng directly told the level of this heavenly tribulation cloud. No wonder this heavenly pressure is so terrifying. It turned out to be the 9th heavenly pressure. Once this strong man can handle it, the divine realm will have another top strong man. Hearing Yifeng's words, Qu Yuanfei also revealed a look of relief. Wait a minute. At this moment, Qu Yuanfei, who was kneeling on the ground, finally found something wrong, and then looked at Yifeng and Huashan standing in front of him and asked, "Young Master Yi, Brother Huashan, why are you all right?" Stunned. Qu Yuanfei was really confused at this time. He didn't understand why everyone was suppressed by the pressure of the heavenly Tao, but Yifeng and Huashan were not affected at all. This was not in line with common sense. Because the heavenly Tao doesn't dare to touch me at all. If it dares to touch me, I will send a group of people to stab it. Hearing Qu Yuanfei's question, Yifeng also explained with a smile. Dare not touch you? What are you kidding? Looking at the entire God realm, is there anyone that the heavenly Tao dare not touch? Hearing Yifeng's answer, Qu Yuanfei's face was instantly covered with black lines. He thought that Huashan was very good at pretending, but he didn't expect that Yifeng, who had always disguised himself as a little follower, was even better at pretending. Brother Huashan. Then why are you pretending? Don't tell me, the heavenly Tao doesn't dare to touch you either. Although he knew that Yifeng was pretending, Qu Yuanfei was not a fool, so he naturally wouldn't expose him. Then he looked at Huashan and asked him. He really wanted to see what kind of outrageous explanation Huashan could make up. Maybe it has something to do with the little cloud I carry with me. After all, this thing is my special flying artifact, and it can be enlarged or shrunk at will, so I will carry it with me wherever I go. After saying that, Huashan took out a fist-sized spherical cloud from his arms. Poof. When Qu Yuanfei released his consciousness and tried to check what the strange cloud was, countless black lightning snakes appeared on the cloud in an instant, directly annihilating his consciousness, and his consciousness was injured, and a mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. Heavenly tribulation cloud. The little cloud in your hand is actually a heavenly tribulation cloud. At this time, Qu Yuanfei, who looked depressed, looked at Huashan with a face full of horror and exclaimed loudly. What? Heavenly tribulation cloud? Brother Huashan, the cloud in his hand is a heavenly tribulation cloud? After hearing this, Wang Wei, who was standing aside, also showed an expression of disbelief and exclaimed. It is no exaggeration to say that Huashan's holding of the heavenly tribulation cloud has completely overturned their cognition. In their cognition, the heavenly tribulation cloud is an invincible existence. Even a peak powerhouse of the 9th level of the divine tribulation realm is like an ant in the eyes of the heavenly tribulation cloud. But such an invincible existence was now being played with by Huashan in his hands. How could they not be shocked? Brother Wang Wei. Elder Chu. You guys are overreacting, isn't it just a heavenly tribulation cloud? Is it necessary to make such a fuss? Seeing the shocked and unbelievable looks on the faces of the two, Huashan also started to show off again. Fuck. Others show off just by talking. But you are pretending, how can you really do it? If you pretend like this, you will have no friends. Seeing Huashan pretending again, Wang Wei and Qu Yuanfei looked at each other and smiled bitterly. Facing such a pretending player, they were not only envious, but also envious. Brother Huashan. Can I ask how you subdued this heavenly tribulation cloud? After trying to accept this impossible fact, Qu Yuanfei looked at Huashan and asked. Since you asked. Then I will tell you in detail. Some time ago, this heavenly tribulation cloud came to our palace gate to pretend, and we can tolerate this kind of thing, but young master ye can't. So, young Master Yi asked his men to subdue this heavenly tribulation cloud directly, and then gave it to me as a special flying artifact. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Huashan explained directly. Chapter 8:16. You think it's a chicken, and it's just poking. That's it? Shouldn't it be a world-shaking battle between humans and gods? How come you say it's as simple as catching a chicken? Hearing Huashan's words, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei were stunned. They thought that the process of subduing the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud would be extremely difficult and dangerous, so they were prepared to listen to the story. They even thought that they might not be able to finish listening to the story in 1 or 2 hours. Who would have thought that he would finish the story in the time it took to fart? Brother Huashan, can I know how Yi Shao's men were subdued by the heavenly tribulation cloud? After calming down, Chu Yuanfei looked at Huashan and asked again. How else can we subdue it? Give it 2 knives first. If it doesn't obey, give it 2 more knives. Then it was subdued. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Huashan also explained seriously. God damn, give it 2 knives. You think it's a chicken, bang bang, it's a heavenly tribulation cloud. Crazy. After listening to Huashan's explanation, Chu Yuanfei felt like he was going crazy. The answer he wanted was not like this. Palace Master. Anyway, we are free. Or, sit on the heavenly tribulation cloud and watch others pass the tribulation. Just then, Yi Feng suddenly thought of an opportunity for Huashan to show off, and then expressed his thoughts. Sitting on the heavenly tribulation cloud to watch others fight against the heavenly tribulation cloud? Such an interesting thing, why didn't I think of it? Hearing Yi Feng's proposal, Huashan instantly became interested, and then hurriedly said, Young Master Yi, what are we waiting for? Hurry up and go over. If we go too late, maybe that person will be killed by the heavenly tribulation cloud. Brother Wang Wei. Elder Chu. Then you guys just kneel here for a while, the palace master and I will be back soon. After saying this to the two with a smile, Yi Feng and Huashan stepped on the heavenly tribulation cloud, broke through the window directly, and then quickly flew to the place where they were going to cross the tribulation. It's over. It's over. After Yi Feng and Huashan left, Chu Yuanfei said this with a wry smile. Elder Chu. What's over? After hearing this, Wang Wei on the side asked with a puzzled look on his face. That guy who is going through the tribulation is finished. Think about it, he is now facing the most terrifying 9th level, heavenly tribulation cloud. If he makes a mistake, he will die under the heavenly thunder tribulation. Therefore, he is absolutely resisting the heavenly thunder tribulation with all his heart and soul. And at this most critical moment, suddenly 2 people stepped on another heavenly tribulation cloud and appeared in front of him. It is even very likely that the 2 people drank on the heavenly tribulation cloud while watching him go through the tribulation in front of him. Do you think his mentality will be affected? Once his mentality is affected, it will be a big trouble. Hearing Wang Wei's question, Chu Yuanfei expressed his guess, fuck. Elder Chu, after hearing what you said, I have a picture in my mind. Even, this picture is likely to become my inner demon, because now when I think of the scene of my future tribulation, I can't help but think that someone will suddenly appear beside me, and then drink while watching me tribulation. This feeling is so uncomfortable. After listening to Chu Yuanfei's words, Wang Wei suddenly said this. You are crazy. I just described the picture to you, who asked me to put myself into that scene. Also, you can put yourself into it, but why do you say it out loud? If you don't say it, I won't have this idea at all. Now, this idea is lingering in my mind. After hearing Wang Wei's words, Chu Yuanfei was dumbfounded. It would have been better if he didn't listen. Once he heard it, he fell into the trap. Elder Chu. Say, should we still go to young Master Ye's palace? To be honest, I'm a little panicked now. After all, they can even catch the heavenly tribulation cloud as a special flying artifact. It's no exaggeration to say that the little Yun they caught has already broken my cognition and made me begin to doubt my life. Without noticing Chu Yuanfei's situation at this time, Wang Wei expressed another idea of his own. Hearing this, Chu Yuanfei frowned and pondered. Forget it. Wang Wei is right. Just what we have seen now has made us doubt our lives. If we really go to see it, maybe we will really be ruined. Besides, young Master Yi has persuaded us, which is enough to prove that the palace gate where they are is definitely not something that small minions like us can see. After thinking for a moment, Chu Yuanfei made a decision. Elder Chu. I just thought about it. Everything we have experienced today has had a huge impact on our cognition. Well, since we are like this anyway, why not just break the jar? At this time, Wang Wei's voice sounded again from the side. You are a psychopath. One idea every now and then. Can't you think it over and tell me? Hearing Wang Wei's words, Chu Yuanfei was about to explode. You know, he just made the decision, but now that Wang Wei said this, his thoughts were instantly shaken. After taking a deep breath, Chu Yuanfei looked at Wang Wei and said, That's right. Since we are already in this situation, let's just go for it. Then we can go and see how shocking young Master Ye's palace gate can be to us. Elder Chu. It's still not good. Although we are like a broken jar, we haven't broken it yet. But if we really go to see it, then we. However, what made Chu Yuanfei crazy was that Wang Wei changed his mind again just after he finished speaking, which made him unable to help but interrupt directly. Wang Wei, if you dare to change your mind again, believe it or not, after this pressure disappears, I will directly use an iron rod to blow up your back mountain. Hearing this, Wang Wei closed his mouth instantly, but he was full of doubts in his heart. I just said my own thoughts, but the final decision is still in the hands of Elder Chu. Why is he angry? The other side. Come on. Let the thunder and lightning come more violently. In order to resist this ninth heavenly calamity cloud, I have been preparing for thousands of years. During this period, I have even experienced countless life and death in the heavenly battlefield, all for the sake of obtaining various powerful natural treasures. It can be said that I have an 80% chance of winning this time. At this time, looking at the heavenly calamity cloud that was rapidly gathering in the air, Tai Dabiao also talked to himself excitedly. Chapter 8:17 It's okay to join in the fun, but you also brought wine and food? What's going on over there? At this time, he noticed that there were two figures in the distance floating towards him quickly, which made Tai Dabiao stunned. The heavenly calamity cloud is still there. The heavenly pressure is also there. But why are the two people in the distance not affected at all? This is not in line with common sense. First he looked up at the heavenly tribulation cloud that had already formed in the sky, and then felt the terrifying heavenly pressure. Then, Tai Dabiao looked at the two figures in the distance that were getting closer and closer with an expression of disbelief. A moment later. Fuck. Am I dazzled? Are those two people standing on the heavenly tribulation cloud? As the distance got closer, Tai Dabiao finally saw the faces of Yifeng and Huashan, but his attention was quickly attracted by the heavenly tribulation cloud under their feet. What's going on? What the hell is going on? That's the heavenly tribulation cloud, they actually stepped on it? Am I dreaming? At this time, Tai Dabiao was really confused, and even doubted whether he was dreaming, because the scene in front of him was completely beyond his cognition. Fuck. Young Master Yi, look at the heavenly tribulation cloud in the sky, it wants to run again. Just when Tai Dabiao was confused, Huashan's exclamation suddenly rang out. Hearing this, Tai Dabiao and Yifeng both looked at the heavenly tribulation cloud in the sky. Pa. 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 When Tai Dabiao saw the weird scene in the sky, he slapped himself 3 times. I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. But why is the 9th heavenly calamity cloud that I brought out trembling and moving slowly towards the distance? It's the heavenly calamity cloud. Feeling the intense pain on his face, Tai Dabiao exclaimed in his heart. Xiao Yunyun. Don't be afraid. I came here today not to stab you, but to join in the fun. At this moment, Yifeng's voice rang from the side. What the hell is Xiao Yunyun? That is the heavenly tribulation cloud, an invincible existence in the minds of all Shintoists and divine beasts. How come it becomes a pet just by saying this from your mouth? Also, how can you be so pretentious? Do you really think that the heavenly tribulation cloud suddenly started to move because of your arrival? Hearing Yifeng's words, Tai Dabiao curled his lips in disdain. Wait a minute. At this moment, Tai Dabiao suddenly thought of something, and then looked at the heavenly tribulation cloud under the feet of Yifeng and Huashan, and at the same time thought in horror, is there a possibility that the other party is not pretending, but what they said is true? Otherwise, how to explain the heavenly tribulation cloud under their feet? Thinking of this possibility, Tai Dabiao immediately looked at the heavenly tribulation cloud in the sky. It's not shaking anymore. The heavenly tribulation cloud is really not shaking anymore. And it's not floating away anymore. It really stopped because of what this mysterious young man said. Seeing that the heavenly tribulation cloud in the sky had returned to normal, and even had begun to brew the first heavenly tribulation, Tai Dabiao looked at Yifeng with a horrified look. Brother! We just came here to join in the fun. So, you don't have to pay attention to us, just go through the tribulation normally. Seeing Tai Dabiao looking directly at him, Yifeng also explained with a smile. Joining in the fun? You've all brought out the snacks and wine. Are you joining in the fun like this? You know, I'm going through a tribulation, and it's the most terrifying 9th level of the heavenly Tao Thunder tribulation. It can be said that I'm fighting with the sky, either life or death. And at such an important moment, you're drinking and chatting on the side while watching me get struck. Don't you feel guilty for doing this? Brother! Why are you looking at us like that? Oh, I see. Do you want to drink too? Noticing that Tai Dabiao was looking at them with a weird look, Huashan was stunned at first, then asked with a smile. Drink? I'm going through a tribulation. Am I in the mood to drink? And even if I really want to drink, do you think the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud above will give me time to drink? Hearing Huashan's words, Tai Dabiao's face was instantly covered with black lines. He really didn't expect that the other party would say such a thing. Sir, forget about drinking. After all, the first heavenly tribulation cloud has already formed and may strike down at any time. Even if I want to drink it, it won't give me this opportunity. After trying to calm down, Tai Dabiao responded respectfully. Although the other party's words were nonsense, he didn't dare to offend the 2 mysterious strong men in front of him. Boom! As soon as Tai Dabiao finished speaking, there was a loud bang in the air, and then a thick black thunder tribulation appeared from the heavenly tribulation cloud, and then struck directly at Tai Dabiao. Here it comes. However, it's only the first heavenly tribulation, there is no pressure for me. What I really need to face, with all my strength, is the 8th and 9th heavenly tribulation. Looking at the first heavenly tribulation that was striking at him, Tai Dabiao was also ready to deal with it. Palace Master. Didn't you hear what this old man said? He wants to drink, but because the heavenly tribulation cloud will strike him at any time, it is inconvenient for him to drink. And this time, isn't it your time to show off? On the other side, Yifeng also looked at Huashan and reminded him. Yes. This is the time for me to show off. If I don't show off now, when will I do it? After hearing Yifeng's reminder, Huashan was stunned at first, and then he reacted. Heavenly tribulation cloud. Stop for a moment. Let this person drink 2 cups with us first, and then you can strike. If you don't listen, I will close the door and put down the sword. Then, Huashan shouted at the heavenly tribulation cloud with an arrogant look on his face. What's going on? What's going on? It's already struck down, and you're still retreating? Looking at the heavenly thunder tribulation, which was less than 5 meters away from him, it began to slowly retreat towards the heavenly thunder tribulation cloud in the sky. This scene made Taidabya dumbfounded. Brother! Don't stand there, come and have a drink. Don't worry, with us here, the heavenly thunder tribulation cloud will never dare to attack you, so just drink boldly. When you have drunk enough, I will let it strike. Just when Taidabya was stunned, Huashan's voice sounded from the side. Chapter 8:18 As long as the mind does not slip, there are always more solutions than difficulties. Drink? I'm drinking shit. I just said it casually, I don't really want to drink. After all, I'm going through the tribulation. If I drink too much, how can I resist the thunder tribulation later? Maybe if something goes wrong, I will be completely dead here. Hearing Huashan's invitation, Taidabya smiled bitterly and talked to himself. Sir, I won't drink. After all, I still have to resist the thunderstorm. If I really drink too much, I'm afraid I will die here today. Then, Taidabya politely declined. Brother! As long as your mind doesn't slip, there are always more solutions than problems. So, is there a possibility that if you accompany my master well, he will be happy and will let Tiandao Jieyun reduce the difficulty for you? At this time, Yi Feng, who had not spoken much, looked at Taidabya with a playful look and reminded him. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Taidabya was stunned at first, and then reacted suddenly, and then walked towards Huashan with a big laugh, and said at the same time, It is an honor for me, Taidabya, that the master thinks highly of me. Even if I can't drink well, I will definitely accompany the master well today. Tiandao Jieyun, what? What are you doing? I'm still up there, and you started drinking? Can you respect me a little? Master. 3 people drink 2, 5 people drink 2. How about I bring Wang Wei and Elder Chu here too? After drinking for a while, Yi Feng suddenly thought of something, and then looked at Huashan and expressed his thoughts. Bring Wang Wei and Elder Chu here too? This is to let them witness my show-off moment. Hearing Yi Feng's proposal, Huashan also showed a touch of emotion. He really didn't expect that Yi Feng would help him show off like this, and this feeling of showing off really made him feel great. Young Master Yi. I won't say anything else. In the future, I will definitely be a good palace master. Whoever dares to help me improve my strength, I will be angry with him. At this point, Huashan paused, and then continued with a serious face, Let me protect the original intention of the sect. What are you doing here? I just want to help you show off more, I'm really not trying to win people's hearts. Hearing Huashan's words, Yi Feng was completely stunned. Luochen Restaurant. Elder Chu. Tell me, is the one who is undergoing the tribulation dead now? Wang Wei, who was kneeling on the ground, asked a little bored at this time. He is definitely not dead. If he is dead, the heavenly tribulation cloud will disappear with him, and we can stand up long ago. Hearing Wang Wei's question, Chu Yuanfei also responded casually. Hey! Why is that guy dying so slowly? My legs are numb from kneeling. After hearing this, Wang Wei also sighed and continued. Yes. That guy is facing the strongest 9th-level heavenly tribulation cloud. When he sees Yi Xiao and Huashan watching the fun, his mentality will definitely be affected, so he will most likely die. However, if he can still successfully pass the tribulation under such circumstances, then I have to say that he is really awesome. Hearing Wang Wei's words, Chu Yuanfei on the side also said, At this moment, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei suddenly felt that the terrifying pressure on them suddenly disappeared, which made them both reveal a bit of confusion. It seems that it should be over. I just don't know if that person has successfully passed the tribulation. After recovering from his shock, Chu Yuanfei said this, with a frown. Bang! Just as Chu Yuanfei finished speaking, the door was kicked open from the outside, and then Yi Feng walked in from the outside. Young Master Yi. Is that person who passed the tribulation dead? Seeing Yi Feng walking in from the outside, Chu Yuanfei also asked, hurriedly. Dead? He is alive and well, and is drinking with the palace master now. Why do you ask that? Hearing Chu Yuanfei's strange question, Yi Feng also asked back with a puzzled look on his face. Not dead? Under the influence of you two old six, he can successfully pass the tribulation? After the matter is over, he is still drinking with Huashan? After hearing Yi Feng's words, both Chu Yuanfei and Wang Wei showed a look of disbelief. Master Yi. I'm just asking. By the way, can I know how he managed to pass the tribulation? After recovering from his shock, Chu Yuanfei continued to ask with curiosity. He hasn't passed the tribulation yet. Because the palace master wants to have a drink with him, the palace master asked the heavenly tribulation cloud to wait in the air. When they have had enough to drink, then let the heavenly tribulation cloud start. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's words, Yi Feng also explained with a smile. Ask the heavenly tribulation cloud to wait? What the hell is waiting? What's the matter? Is the heavenly tribulation cloud such an obedient little brother in your eyes? Hearing Yi Feng's explanation, Chu Yuanfei and Wang Wei looked at each other and all showed a bitter smile. They really didn't expect that the strongest heavenly tribulation cloud brought out by others would actually obey the orders of Yi Feng and Huashan. By the way, just now the palace master has ordered the heavenly tribulation cloud to lift the suppression of your heavenly power. You should be able to move now. Seeing that the two were still kneeling on the ground, Yi Feng also asked out loud. Young Master Yi. It has been lifted. We can move freely now. After hearing what Yi Feng said, the two finally understood why the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud had not disappeared, but the heavenly might suppression on them suddenly disappeared. Then let's go quickly. The palace master is still waiting for you. When we get there, let's continue drinking. After hearing this, Yi Feng first smiled, and then explained the purpose of his return this time. After a moment. Brother Wang Wei. Elder Chu, you are finally here. Let me introduce you, this is Lao Biao, you can just call him Brother Biao. This strongest heavenly tribulation cloud was brought out by him. Seeing Yi Feng bringing Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei back here, Huashan also smiled and introduced Tai De Biao's identity. Brother Wang. Brother Chu. Since you are friends of Palace Master Hua, you are my friends of Lao Biao. In the future, if you are wronged in the sect, just tell me, and you can see whether I will cut your sect master or not. Then, Tai De Biao on the side looked at the two and said with a smile. After hearing what Tai De Biao said, Chu Yuanfei and Wang Wei also showed a touch of excitement. After all, with a big man of the 9th level of the divine tribulation realm protecting them, they will be able to walk sideways in the sect in the future. Then, the two directly joined the drinking party. In this situation, if we don't spend money, it will be a bit boring. Yi Feng, who was standing aside, saw this scene and smiled evilly. He then said to the system directly, System, issue a random money-losing mission for fun. Chapter 819 The weakness of the Gangtian Thunderstone, and the heavenly tribulation cloud is targeted again. Ding. A random wasteful task is issued. The host is requested to spend 1 million Gangtian Thunderstones within 1 day. If the task is successful, a large number of wasteful points will be awarded, and a small realm will be broken through. If the task fails, there will be no reward. As Yifeng's voice fell, the system's task prompt sounded directly from his mind. Gangtian Thunderstone, a special natural treasure in the Tiandao battlefield. Regardless of whether the thunder attribute is practiced or not, the special thunder and lightning power inside can be used to comprehend thunder-related magical powers. Huh. This thing is interesting. However, the introduction given by the system is definitely incomplete. If you want to find a suitable way to spend money, you still have to ask the palace master. Thinking of this, Yi Feng looked directly at Huashan, and a smirk appeared at the corner of his mouth. Not good. Young master, Yi smiled. His smile is definitely not good, everyone should be mentally prepared first. Huashan, who noticed this situation, directly reminded the three people beside him with an uneasy look. Palace Master Hua. Young master, Yi can just laugh, what bad things can happen? We don't quite understand what you mean. Hearing Huashan's strange words, Tai De Biao also asked, with a puzzled look on his face. And Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei on the side also looked at Huashan with curious eyes. You don't know. Young master Yi is a crazy prodigal son. If he laughs, he will definitely ruin the family. And if he starts to spend money, it will test our ability to bear it. Hearing Tai Dabiao's question, Huashan also explained. So young master Yi is a spendthrift. No wonder he was so excited and happy when he spent the Wujing Enlightenment tea before. After hearing this, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei, who were standing by, also showed a look of relief on their faces. Palace Master Hua. Even if young Master Yi is a spendthrift, we don't have to be so nervous. After all, over the past tens of thousands of years, I have seen many spendthrifts spend money in various ways. To put it bluntly, I think they are just average. Tai Dabiao, who knew nothing, said this, with a nonchalant look on his face. He even felt that Huashan was making a fuss. Brother Biao. Among the spendthrifts you have seen, have you ever used Wujing Enlightenment tea to rinse your mouth or take a bath? At this time, Chu Yuanfei, who was standing by, suddenly asked this question. Brother Chu, stop messing around. Boundless Enlightenment tea is an extremely rare and expensive treasure. How can anyone use it to rinse their mouth and take a bath? Even a prodigal son can't do such a thing. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's words, Tai Dabiao responded seriously. After all, a strong man like him has drunk less than 5 glasses of Wujing Sudden Enlightenment tea in tens of thousands of years, which is enough to prove the preciousness and rarity of Wujing Sudden Enlightenment tea. Therefore, in his impression, let alone that others can't have such a large amount of Wujing Sudden Enlightenment tea, even if they do, they will never spend it like this. Brother Biao. Just now, when Palace Master Hua was eating, he rinsed his mouth with 10 pots of Wujing Sudden Enlightenment tea. Then, the three of us soaked in a bathtub full of Wujing Sudden Enlightenment tea, eating and drinking. At this time, Wang Wei, who had not spoken much, first took out a large bucket of Wujing Sudden Enlightenment tea, and then looked at Tai Dabiao and explained. Hiss. When Tai Dabiao saw the Wu Bian Swan Enlightenment tea in the big bathtub, he took a breath of cold air. It is no exaggeration to say that the wealth he had accumulated in his life could not afford this bucket of Wu Bian Swan Enlightenment tea. As a result, the wealth he dreamed of was taken away by others. This really hit him. Old Biao. Now you know how crazy Yishao's squandering behavior is. Don't compare those ordinary prodigals with Yishao in the future, because in Yishao's eyes, they are not even worth a fart. Seeing Tai Dabiao being shocked, Huashan also laughed and said. Master Hua. I know. Then how is Yishao going to squander this time? Hearing Huashan's words, Tai Dabiao also nodded quickly, and then asked, with an uneasy look on his face. Hey. I don't know either. Every time young Master Yi loses money, the things he loses are different. Hearing Tai Dabiao's question, Huashan shrugged his shoulders first, and then explained with a wry smile. Palace Master, I want to ask you something. Soon, Yi Feng walked in front of the four people, and then looked at Huashan and asked. Young Master Yi, what do you want to ask? Hearing this familiar question, Huashan also asked with an uneasy look on his face. The three people on the side also pricked up their ears at this time. They also wanted to know what the thing Yi Feng wanted to lose this time was. Gangtian Thunderstone. Have you heard of it? Seeing the curious looks on the faces of the four people, Yi Feng also asked with a smile on his face. Young Master Yi, I know this Gangtian Thunderstone. Even if you are not practicing thunder-attributed skills, you can use the special thunder and lightning power inside to comprehend powerful thunder-related magical powers. It can be said that the Gangtian Thunderstone is definitely a treasure that any Shintoist wants to get. After hearing what Yi Feng said, Tai Dabiao on the side immediately explained. Old Biao. Young Master Yi wants to know, not what you said. Huashan, who was standing by, smiled and shook his head after hearing this. Then he looked at Yi Feng and explained, Young Master Yi, this Gangtian Thunderstone is extremely hard. It is difficult to damage it whether it is burned, frozen, or hit hard. But it also has a fatal weakness, which is that it cannot withstand lightning attacks. Even an ordinary lightning can easily destroy the Gangtian Thunderstone. Oh. This Gangtian Thunderstone has such a weakness? Among the four of you, are there any people who practice thunder attribute skills? After hearing Huashan's words, Yi Feng thought of a wasteful idea, and then looked at the four people and asked. Young Master Yi, I practice water attribute skills. Young Master Yi, I practice earth attribute skills. Hearing Yi Feng's question, the four people immediately answered. You are not practicing thunder-attributed skills? Then who can I find to split these 1,000,000 pieces of Gangtian Thunderstones? Thinking of this, Yi Feng looked up at the Tiandao Jieyun in the sky, and then muttered to himself with a sly smile, Why are you looking for a thunder-attributed god? There is a ready-made free labor force. Chapter 820 Stone Throwing Game, Tiandao Jieyun was stunned. On the other side, Gangtian Thunderstone. What Yi Xiao wants to lose this time is actually Gangtian Thunderstone. That's the treasure I have always wanted to get. After all, thunder-related magical powers are extremely terrifying. At this time, knowing that what Yi Feng wanted to lose was actually Gangtian Thunderstone, Tai Dabiao also used his spiritual consciousness to transmit his thoughts to the other three people. Yes. We may not be able to get something even if we work hard, but in Yi Xiao's eyes, it is just for fun. To be honest, this really hits me. After hearing Tai Dabiao's words, Chu Yuanfei also expressed his thoughts. Brother Biao. Elder Chu. It's time now, don't say these useless things, let's boldly guess how many pieces of Gangtian Thunderstone Yi Xiao is going to spend. Hearing what the two said, Wang Wei said this. Hearing Wang Wei's words, Huashan, who was silent on the side, suddenly became interested, and then quickly suggested, how about we bet a round, anyway, we are free, let's bet on who can say the number closest to the number of Gangtian Thunderstone Yi Xiao is going to spend. Guess the number? Bet a round? After hearing Huashan's proposal, the three of them looked at each other and became interested. Then Chu Yuanfei asked directly, Palace Master Hua, what is the specific bet method? If the number I say is closest, what can I get? It's very simple. You three can bet as you like. If anyone guesses correctly, I will directly pay that person 10 times the bet, and the bets of the other two people can all be taken back. However, if I guess correctly, then all the bets of the three of you will be mine. Hearing Chu Yuanfei's question, Huashan smiled and told the rules of the game. Palace Master Hua, if that's the case, isn't it unfair to you? Tai Dabiao said what he thought directly after hearing this. Old Biao. What's fair or unfair, I just want to have fun. And, to put it bluntly, I'm not interested in your little bet at all, I just want to lose a little bit, and I deliberately lose a little bit to you. Hearing Tai Dabiao's words, Huashan also laughed and explained. Want to lose a little bit, and deliberately lose a little bit to us? You rich people, can you be so willful? Hearing Huashan's words, the three of them were directly stunned. It was ridiculous that they still felt that such a bet was not fair to Huashan. Who would have thought that he didn't care about winning or losing at all, just for fun? Tian Dao Jiayun, are you guys done yet? First you drink, then you gamble. You are happy, but I am still floating alone in the sky. Can you consider the feelings of a single yuan? I bet my entire worth on Yi Shao losing 10 pieces of Gang Tian Thunderstone. I bet my entire worth on Yi Shao losing 30 pieces of Gang Tian Thunderstone. I bet my entire worth on Yi Shao losing 100 pieces of Gang Tian Thunderstone. Soon, Wang Wei, Chu Yuanfei and Tai Dabiao bet their entire worth and said a number they guessed. What are you doing? What are you three doing here? Guessing so little, who are you trying to embarrass? After hearing the numbers guessed by the three people, Huashan was completely stunned. He really didn't expect that the numbers guessed by the three people would be so small. Brother Biao. Playing is fun, joking is fun, but don't report numbers randomly. 100 pieces of Gang Tian Thunderstone, do you know how rare and expensive this thing is? Yes, Brother Biao. I thought Elder Chu's guess of 30 pieces was already too much, but I really didn't expect that you would actually say 100 pieces. Even if young Master Yi is a spendthrift, he can't have so many Gang Tian Thunderstones in his hand. Just when Huashan was stunned, Wang Wei and Chu Yuanfei attacked the number guessed by Tai Dabiao. Enough. Can you three play it safe? Although I don't know how many pieces of Gang Tian Thunderstone Ji Shao will lose, it's impossible for it to be so few. If you really guessed that, it would be the same as giving me a bet, but I don't care about your broken stuff. I want to enjoy the joy of losing money, so can you be more serious and don't mess with me? At this time, Huashan shouted at the three people in frustration. This is still too little? Even Brother Biao's guess of 100 yuan is too low. Hearing Huashan shout, the three of them were stunned. This situation was beyond their understanding. Palace Master Hua. Don't be angry, we will definitely guess carefully this time. After recovering from his shock, Wang Wei hurriedly said to Huashan. This is the last chance. Guess boldly, it must be a number that you dare not even dream of. Huashan said directly after hearing Wang Wei's words. 10,000. 50,000. 200,000. Hearing Huashan's words, the three of them gritted their teeth and directly said a terrifying number that they dare not even dream of. Well, that's about right. Then I'll guess 1 million. After hearing the numbers given by the three again, Huashan nodded with satisfaction, and then said his guess. Everyone. I thought of a fun little game. Do you want to play? At this moment, Yi Feng came over from not far away, and then asked the four people excitedly. Play. Young Master Yi, just tell me what game it is. Hearing this, especially seeing Yi Feng's excited expression, Huashan agreed on behalf of Wang Wei, Chu Yuanfei, and Tai Dabiao. Stone throwing game. This little game is very simple. I will provide you with some Gang Tian Thunderstones. You just need to throw them out. Of course, since it is a little game, there must be rewards. As long as the Gang Tian Thunderstones you throw out are not struck by the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud within 3 seconds, I will reward that person with 1 million pieces of top-grade divine crystals. Remember, if one gang Tian Thunderstone is not struck, there will be a reward of 1,000,000 pieces of top-grade divine crystals, and if 2 gang Tian Thunderstones are not struck, then there will be a reward of 2,000,000 pieces of top-grade divine crystals. There is no upper limit. Soon, Yifeng briefly explained the rules of this little game. Hiss. When they heard this terrifying game reward, except for Huashan, the other 3 people all took a breath of cold air, and even their breathing began to become rapid. It can be said that if this little game is played well, then they can lie down for the rest of their lives. Tian Dao Jiayun? You guys can play games, but what do you mean by dragging me into this? I am Tian Dao Jiayun, can you respect me a little?